What's up everybody and welcome back. It's the NBA Fanatic Johnny P bringing you another video, and this time I want to talk about Derrick Rose. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably heard something about his case. So we're going to kind of go through what's been presented so far and where it's going to go on from here. So let me start by saying Derrick Rose is in trouble, and it's also including two friends of his, a guy named Randall Hampton, another man named Ryan Allen. So Derrick Rose, Hampton, and Allen, all three of them were being accused of forcefully raping Derrick Rose's ex-girlfriend. Now, this ex-girlfriend was not named, so they just called and referred to her as Jane Doe in the lawsuit. She said that she dated him between 2011 and 2013. Supposedly this the raping, this advantage that was taken upon her happened in August of 2013, which I'm assuming would come sometimes towards the end of their relationship. And what she is claiming is that Rose, Hampton, and Ryan, they drugged her drink when she was hanging out with them one night in Derrick Rose's home. I guess this home was owned by Rose, and it's located in Beverly Hills, and as of that evening she managed to leave with a friend of hers. And okay, so she was safe as of when she left that evening. Now, I heard two different reports on this next part. I read one report that said that later that evening, she claimed that the three broke into her apartment, and that's when they forcefully raped her. Now, I read another report that said the next morning is when they went over, and they actually went into an unlocked door, which that's still trespassing. You cannot do that even if the door is unlocked, but still it's kind of two different stories, but essentially it's kind of getting to the same blame, the same allegation. So according to one of the sources, and I read this in multiple articles, I guess she waited so long to present this case because she was just ashamed of the situation and what her family and her friends essentially would think about it, because they're very conservative, and she was just very scared of the whole thing. Now, the charges that are brought against Derrick Rose are numerous things, but we're talking about sexual battery, trespassing, and there's a few more onto that. So now, mind you, the plaintiff, which is the girl, she requested a trial by jury, which I'm really interested to see why she did that. I'm assuming they're not going to be in the Chicago area where this is taking place. That's just my guess, because it would be hard to find jurors that have no ties to the city of Chicago or basketball in general. That'd be very difficult. But as of writing the articles, or as of reading the articles that I read, there were only civil charges, not criminal charges. Essentially what that's getting at is it's going to cost him money, not jail time. And I just find that interesting. Like, why would you not have criminal charges? But we'll get back to that, right? So Derrick Rose released a statement. He says, and I quote, "I'm just focused on staying healthy and getting ready for the season. I'm not going to comment other than to say that I know the truth, and I am confident I will be proven innocent." So that's pretty definitive. That's not saying we'll see what happens or this and that. That's saying I know the truth, I'm innocent, it's going to happen, right? So as far as the Chicago Bulls, they're waiting to hear more information before they release any kind of statement or anything like that. And as far as Adidas, they say they are still on Derrick Rose's side. I mean, the man is, mind you, this is America, where you are innocent until proven guilty. So regardless of what you think about him, he's innocent as of right now. So it would make no sense for them to drop their number one guy if he did nothing wrong. She's seeking damages for unspecified money. They haven't quite said yet. I heard a figure was tossed around of millions of dollars for lost wages, mental pain and anguish, and severe emotional distress. And again, I read that could be millions of dollars. Now, just to kind of put this in perspective, now we mentioned that this is a civil trial, not a criminal trial, so it's lots of money involved. So just for perspective's sake, Derrick Rose is actually ranked on Forbes' highest paid athlete list at number 20. His last contract, which I believe was in 2011 with Chicago, was a $95 million contract, which, with the market booming these next couple seasons and the TV deal coming in, that's actually a really good contract if he plays very well. But Anyway, it's a $95 million contract. He's making $185 million from Adidas. So just between his contract that he's currently in and the contract that he's currently in with Adidas, just those two contracts, nothing before, nothing after, just those two contracts, he's bringing in $280 million. So there's plenty of money there for this girl to, or Jane Doe, to go after, right? So here, I wrote down some issues that I have with the whole situation. If she was so traumatized, why did she wait 2 years to come around? I could see maybe waiting a few days, possibly even a couple weeks. You're not sure what to do. You can't believe it happened. You have to let things settle in. Maybe you need to talk to friends. Maybe you need to talk to family. I don't know. I don't know what's going through your mind because I haven't been in that situation. I could see maybe taking your time with kind of piece together what happened, especially if your memory was a little sketchy on the situation. Now, some of the articles said that she can remember bits and pieces of that night. However, she remembers the actual raping itself very vividly. I don't know. I think those two stories kind of contradict each other. I guess it would depend on did it happen in the same night? Did it happen the next morning? Did you yell out for help? I mean, I need to know more information first, but I can't help but question her motives right there. So again, my next question is, why is this a civil but not a criminal case? If she's so concerned about what happened, and if she's concerned about maybe him doing this in the future with other women, why would you not seek a criminal case? Why would you not want him to go to jail? Just because he's Derrick Rose or an NBA superstar? Why is it just about the money? I mean, is the money really going to heal those wounds from what you have, or would actually seeing him being punished, somebody who has $280 million in the bank, or even a few $1,000,000 in the bank, isn't going to really blink much if they lose a couple $1,000,000. But to go to jail for a while, that might be a different story. So I can't help, again, question what's going on there. Why just civil and not criminal? I don't know. It's something I'm curious about. And it says that she's seeking unspecified damage, essentially money, for lost wages. So I'm curious, did she have a job? Does she have a job? What is her financial situation like? Now, her financial situation does not have anything to do with supposedly what took place. However, I'm kind of curious, did she live this crazy high lifestyle when she was with Derrick Rose and now she's kind of like in a tiny apartment somewhere? Those things to me kind of factor in. And now I know in a courtroom setting they may not, but for me they kind of do. Okay, so here is my opinion. I wrote down that though we know that professional athletes, whether it be the NFL, NBA, hockey, baseball, whatever, we know that they act in manners against the law and against league policies. I do not feel that, I do feel that Derrick Rose will be found innocent. He may be guilty of taking advantage of her. Maybe he actually did it. Maybe he actually put her in that situation and this actually went through and happened. However, whether they were drinking, doing drugs, whatever it may have happened, he won't be found guilty in a court. She's waited way too long. And I also wrote down that I didn't hear of any evidence of this happening. Now, mind you, these are all just accusations. So unless you present actual evidence, it's really, really hard. A police report would have helped. Anything, any kind of DNA found in her apartment, something, anything would have helped. But 2 years later, no evidence, that's really, really hard. So even if he was guilty, 100%, if you can't prove that in a court of law because you waited so long, then he's probably going to get off. You see what I'm saying there? Plain and simple, what it boils down to is if something bad happens, report it. Do not allow yourself to become a statistic, essentially. If you feel that this situation was sketchy, you're there with a friend, get out of there earlier in the night. If they're acting weird, get out of there. Lock your doors. Express to him that you don't like the way you're being treated. Now, don't get me wrong. If this actually happened, I'm not saying she could talk herself out of rape. However, I don't know. Again, I find just this a really, really weird story. I need more facts, but I'm not going to say this man is guilty by any means. Though we have seen professional athletes step out of bounds before, this is a very tough situation to crack right here. I truly think that This is probably somebody just trying to get some money. And whether or not Rose is guilty, he will be found innocent. And if he is guilty, let's say he's found guilty of these charges, I do think Adidas will drop him as one of their sponsors. And I'm really curious what Chicago would do, because I've made a video about this, about them trading Derrick Rose. I don't think it would ever happen. But what if he is found guilty? Could they use this as their trade scenario, their ideal trade scenario? Get rid of him, start fresh, start new. I don't know. It's really, really curious. I'm just really curious about this whole situation. There's a big cloud over Derrick Rose's head right now with his injuries, with him trying to come back, with the way Chicago left the playoffs this season. It's a lot of stuff going on. So I'm really curious how it's going to play out. Okay, so what do you think? That's my question to you. What do you think is going to happen with Derrick Rose? And not just professionally, but in this situation. Do you think he's guilty? Do you think he's innocent? Do you think there's not enough evidence on the table to prove either way? As of right now, I do feel he is innocent, and they will let him off. This is the NBA Fanatic Johnny P, and I'll catch you next video. Bye-bye.